Thanks for having us.
How was the trip up?
Probably the best time this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we had a good time.
Awesome, made some good time, or got caught in traffic, all that kind of thing?
We had some hectic weather. It was like a real we had hail hitting us and we were listening to Limp Bizkit and headbanging, so good to just ease the nerves.
Yeah, I think that sounds like you guys are ready to party then, by the sounds of things. Bit of Limp Bizkit backing you, that's good.
Yeah.
Now I wanted to talk about, you guys started as a party band, playing like local venues, warehouse parties, that kind of thing. Was it your intention to play music as a lifestyle choice and become that, or was it just more something you did for fun and it turned out this way?
So I joined the band a little bit after that point, so Jackson's probably the man for this.
Give it to us, Jackson.
Yeah, the intention from day one was to create as much mayhem and kind of replicate a house party wherever we go.
Yeah.
So in the early days before Malcolm was involved, it was pretty loose. Like,
Yeah.
our musical content wasn't that good, but you know, we had lots of strobe lights on stage and
Energy was
lots
there.
of props, and it was heaps of fun. And then as we kind of grew as a band, we started focusing more on the music. And I think now we've hit a good kind of medium ground where we've got a good live show that's full of energy, but also we really focus on the musical side of things.
Okay, now speaking of your live show, I understand it was quite difficult for you to capture that live sound on a record. Like, how did you go about getting that? What did you do about doing that? Take us through your recording process.
Well, generally when you record, often it's like, it can be a sterile situation where you're doing like endless takes and you're trying to get things sounding perfect and yada yada, which is awesome. I love working that way. But for this album, we decided the best way to capture the live element was to play as much of it live as possible, which we didn't end up doing. So we enforced a rule that was like, you got 2 takes. So everything we recorded had 2 chances to get it right, and if there was a mistake in it or whatever, you just had to deal with it. And the same went for with any sounds we had. It was like, all right, you got 5 minutes to get a guitar tone, you just do it. And just sort of having that hectic, rushed approach made everything sort of we didn't overthink anything, and then had a natural energy to it, which I guess is what live is when you play live, you have a natural energy, and all of the little hiccups and bumps are there, you're stuck with them. So I'm a perfectionist. I couldn't help myself cutting out bits here and there, but yeah.
At times, I guess it adds a bit of character even to have those little bumps and bits in there that, you know, it makes it you, it makes it your style, I guess.
That's it. And now the weird thing is when we play it live, we're playing things that were mistakes because we're trying to recreate the record. Anyway, yeah.
No longer mistakes, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to what is the songwriting process then? If you've told us about the recording process, so take us through how you guys go about writing your songs.
Well, the album took us so long because we were trying to figure that out. Like, we don't really have a tried and true method. I think the best way for us is there's 2 scenarios. One, we all get together in a room and jam, just like old school band style, see what comes out. And then the other scenario is like we'll split off into groups, sit around a computer, we'll have beats going, and everyone's just sort of, it's kind of like more of the way you would write electronic dance music or something. So
There's also like just jamming into the computer, and like we'll have just all these riffs, and Malcolm just spends hours at the computer cutting and pasting and like completely changes it. And he plays me like these guitar lines that I've played but haven't written, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's you." I'm like, "What the? I've never heard this."
Yeah, Sick Boy was that. The Sick Boy was a case of just jamming in front of the computer and then me cutting everything up and creating entirely new parts and that. But Sean does heaps of that sort of stuff as well. Cool. Yeah.
So you're sort of the engineer of the band, really, in the mix
of
the band.
Me and Sean. Yeah, Sean's a little wizard as well. So
nice. And I noticed you guys use a lot of synth in the music.
We've always had synths in it. We were kind of more synth heavy at the start, and on our album we kind of got more guitars involved. And the kind of stuff we're working on, we're trying to get more synth involved because we all love dance music. But that's always a challenge in our band, is trying to merge the two, because we love rock and we also love dance music. So
putting the two
trying to
together.
keep it rocky and ballsy. And
who are your biggest influences? Not only on the band, but for you two personally as well.
Yeah, I guess it changes on a weekly basis. Like, me and Jackson are very much just like, we hear a band that week and be like, oh, let's do that, let's start a garage band. Yeah. And then next week we're like, oh, let's do minimal house. Like, it just depends. So I don't feel like, I don't know, I guess the influences that have always stayed around and are relevant to all the members would be like LCD sound system.
You come from a metal background, though.
Yeah, but no one else listens to metal. Maybe Mitch, but
Mitch
yeah.
listens to hard rock as well.
Awesome.
Kurt Cobain was my number one hero growing up.
Same,
but,
man. We've just bonded,
Yeah.
Jackson, Dad. Well, just lastly, before the rain takes us down, what's to come for Northeast Party House? What's to go for the rest of for the next year and beyond?
We'll be releasing more material at some point in the year.
Yeah.
Gonna do a big tour.
A big tour.
Nice.
Trying to get overseas.
Okay, cool.
We've made like a commitment within ourselves that we're gonna do either Europe or America. So we're just kind of sussing it out now to see which one will actually.
Happen. So plenty of good things to come. Well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Northeast Party House, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
watching 70. I'm joined by Dan Sultan. Thank you for joining us, Dan.
No worries, thanks.
Mate, you've won a stack of awards, you've got a lot of acclaim, that kind of thing, and praise over your career. I was wondering, what has been your highlight out of all of that?
I don't know. It's a good question. I think, I spent a lot of time on this farm. I was saying earlier, I've said it a couple of times now. It's been here, when the festival isn't on. An old friend used to live here and work on the falls, and I used to stand up on that stage and imagine that maybe one day my band had been there. And so I don't know. This is a pretty big deal for me playing here, and having a good spot at 6 o'clock, and it's going to be pretty nerve-wracking. It's good. It's good fun though. So I think I'm not sure. I hope I haven't had the highlight yet.
Okay. You're still searching, that ultimate dream. I wanted to ask, what was your preference between playing solo as opposed to playing with the band?
I don't know. I like them both.
Yeah.
I think they both have their good points. They're different. It's hard to compare them. They're so different. I really enjoy both. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You gave us a great performance in 2009's Brand New Day acting.
Yeah.
How did you find the acting, and do you think you'll continue to do that or ever try it again?
I don't think so. It's look, it was great. It was a lot of fun. It was hard work.
Yeah.
But I don't consider myself an actor.
Okay.
I was working with some amazing actors on that film, and to be that close and see them in their craft was something I'll never forget, and it was a great opportunity. But I'm not an actor.
As well as a great movie.
It's a bit of fun. Yeah.
You've done quite a lot of work with Paul Kelly, I've noticed. Is he a big influence on not only yourself as a human being, but also as a musician and an artist?
Yeah, I think so. Paul's a really lovely man. He's obviously a great musician and an amazing songwriter. And I think so. He's always shown me a lot of support and always given me a lot of backing, and something I feel very fortunate for. Yeah.
Okay. Would you be able to take us through your songwriting process? How you go about it? Is it different each time, or?
Yeah, I think it's just as it comes. Really, I don't really have a way of doing things. If it happens, it happens. And
fantastic.
Sometimes I can go a long time without writing, or I can write a song over years and years and years, and sometimes you just write it.
Yep.
Sometimes it's really quick.
Do you have some influences that are the biggest on you?
I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't really think about it that much.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there is. Obviously Paul, and I listen to a lot of rock and roll and a lot of Jimi Hendrix and a lot of soul music, and but it's something that I'm not too conscious of it. I know some great writers who are very conscious of their formula and how it works and how they go about it, and and that really works for them. But for me, I find it easier just to let it
flow, let it
happen.
come. Yeah, that's it.
I consider myself more like a kind of a vessel or like an aerial for what's floating around, and the song is its own thing. It's,
cool.
We're just kind of we're the ones that get to sing it.
Okay, well, what can we expect from your show later on today?
We're going to play some electric guitars.
Yeah, nice.
And we're going to have some fun, and keep it simple and rock and roll.
Rock and roll, that's the most important thing. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dan. We'll have a great set, and appreciate your time.
Nick.
Thanks, mate.